Today on the channel, AEW Series 1 Version 2. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as today we start a week of AEW Jazzwares Series 1, Version 2, 1B, whatever you want to call it. They have went back. They have corrected the skin color issues with these figures, and I'm going to see if the investment is worth it. I'm going to be the guinea pig for some of you guys out there that are on the fence on these. As you guys know, my AEW collection, I'm a double upper. I've got a mint on card and a loose set all the way through Series 5. Now I said, you know what, this is Series 1 being re-released again. I bought two sets of these, one to keep mint on card, one to open up. So I got the old versions here, loose and on card, and then I got the new version right here on the card, and then we're going to open this one up. And that's what we're going to do all week with these figures. Very interesting. I didn't think they would actually go back and finish and fix the paint mistakes and the coloring mistakes, but they've done it. And I can't say this is a big-time cash grab. This is kind of a love letter to the fans a little bit, saying, hey, we know we messed up, we're making it right for you guys, and it is for the hardcore of the hardcore fans, as these are only online only. I believe Ringside Collectibles is the only place you can get these figures, at least as of this video. So if you're looking for them, go to Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But I thought I'd be the guinea pig. Like I said I'm gonna buy a double upset. I think Series 5 is my jumping off point for mint on card. Just getting to be too many figures, and we see how big the line is going to get, so I don't need to double them up. But figured if I already had one, I should get 1B mint on card. Method of the madness of a collector is what that is. But we're going to do it. We're going to unbox these all this week. We're going to talk about it. We're going to compare them to the old version, see what we think, see which one we like best. I think most of the time we're going to like the new versions best, especially on this Cody, just far too pale. But we'll see. We'll see, and we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to unbox it. We're going to go from there. We're going to start with Cody, and then we'll do Brandi in this video, and then we'll do the Bucks in another video. We'll do Jericho and Kenny Omega in another video. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at this Cody figure. Now, we know this packaging. We've seen it in the past. We got the Cody Glamour shot. We got the AEW Unrivaled. Logos up top. Classic Superstars-inspired packaging, I always say. He is number 1, Series 1, Version 2. Says it right down here. So you're not going to get them mixed up. If you're a mint on card collector, it has the Version 2 down below here. So make note of that. If you're selling, trading, whatever, you should be able to tell the difference. For the most part, we'll get into it on some of the other ones. But that is the sure tell sign right here, that Version 2 logo right there. Then you got the other side. You got the AEW logo. A little bit of Cody wrapped around. Warnings and stuff on the bottom nobody really cares about. And then you get the back. There's old Dustin and Cody going at it. You got the rest of Series 1, which you just referenced. We got the Young Bucks on there. You've got Brandi, Rhodes. You got Chris Jericho. You got Kenny Omega. And, of course, Cody. And once again, it says Series 1, Version 2 Unrivaled Collection. Did I call them the Hardy Boys? No, I didn't. I don't know. You never know. Every once in a while, I'll slip up and I call the Young Bucks the Hardy Boys. I don't know why that is. I guess they're brothers or similar or something like that. But obviously, it's the Young Bucks if I did mess up. Double or Nothing, 5/25, 2019, Las Vegas, Nevada is what this is from. So packaging is the same outside of that little Version 2 stuff. Very mint packaging as well. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but very good quality packaging. Shipped from Ringside. There it is. We've seen this before, that yellow background. See you later. We got Cody in the old plastic prison. There he is. Got his sledgehammer right there. Like I said, we know this figure. We've seen it. There's not a lot of surprises here. It's just the color variations on this one. See you later. Comes with the hammer. Always like the hammer. Of course, you got the plastic around the waist, and I've actually seen people. I saw this the other day on social media. I couldn't for the life of me tell you who it was, but they took this off, and some of this bled onto the figure and some paint issues. So this is truly here for a reason. It sounds like the plastic paint and stuff. Let me see if I can pull this off. I think I can get the waist. You can go through that way as well. You pop it, get the little plastic off, and you can put them back in. So one nice thing about these Jazzwares figures, they're, mix and match. A customizer's dream is what they are at the end of the day. I don't need to go through all the articulation. We're well aware of it. The double jointed knees and elbows, all that kind of stuff. But what we care about is the paint job. How much better is the paint job this go around? We've seen Cody in the past. I mean, this is the palest of pale Cody. This is Cody locked in Antarctica, locked in Alaska during the, 30 days of night where there's no sunshine. He's just not seeing anything. They always call him the I Love Turtles Cody. It's definitely, you see them side by side. It's funny when you look at the packaging on these new ones. It's like, I don't know, do they really fix it? Is it that different? Well, on Cody, it is definitely different. It is definitely improved. You could tell night and day difference here. So definitely, this is the one to get if you only need one. I know a lot of people aren't going back to get this one because there's been other Codys released, and they're fine with those Codys. But if you're a completionist, you definitely need both of these. One thing I will say, I don't like this head sculpt on Cody. We've gotten much improved head sculpts as we're going through the line. This is probably my least, not probably, this is straight up my least favorite Cody head scan, and that counts Mattel, counts everything. Jax, all the way back then. Just not a fan of this look on him. But the figure itself, with the tan, it really helps. It really does help on this Cody. So I got to give the nod, obviously. And I'm probably going to give the nod to the color-corrected ones on all these. But at the very end, I'm going to rank them all together. Who had the best improvements? Who had the most drastic improvements of the figures? And we'll go through that at the end. But definitely an improvement here. I got a loose set and a mint-on-card set as well, as you guys know. Sometimes I surprise myself. You can definitely tell the difference on those as well right there, as you can see. So very interesting times. This is the first one. So this is Cody. Now we got to take a quick look at his wife, Brandi. All right, next up in AEW Series 1 Version 2 is Brandi Rhodes. The hardest figure, if you guys remember back to Series 1. People struggled finding Brandi. As we know, when Walmart got their pallet shippers, they got their initial cases, Brandi was left out, making her the hardest figure to find. We know about female figures typically being peg warmers. Jazzware is trying to get ahead of that a little bit by putting her in the second wave of figures that came through, making this figure very rare and probably the most sought after of version 2, as a lot of people missed Brandi on the initial go-around. They're going to grab this one in its place. So interesting moves by the Jazzwares team with this Brandi Rhodes figure. And we're going to do it just like we did the Cody. We're going to compare it to her Series 1A version, if you call this 1B, I guess. But we've got the old version over here, or the new version over here, and then I'm going to open a new version. Trying to keep these Brandis straight here. So this is Series 1A. We got the mint-on-card one, and we got the loose one here. So we'll compare this loose one once we get them unboxed. And a lot of Brandi Rhodes figures. 4 right here. It just seems crazy, doesn't it? But let's take a look at the packaging first. We know this packaging from before. Very plain Jane female figure. There's no accessories here. There's nothing there. You see that orangish, yellowish background. Very cool there. AEW logo at the very top. Classic Superstars inspired packaging. Glamour shot on the side. Brandi looking only like she can look. Looking good over there. Give me the old smile. You got All Elite Wrestling over here. You got, what's it say? She's number 5 in the series. Series 1 V2 down there. The identifier that this is the color-corrected version. All Elite Wrestling over there. And of course, you got Brandi on the back, the old throne breaker. She got the sledgehammer from Cody. Maybe she should have came with the sledgehammer instead of Cody. Would have maybe made more sense. I don't know. Then you got the rest of the line down below. Jericho, Omega, Rhodes, Brandi, and then, of course, the Young Bucks. And this is from Double or Nothing, 5/25/2018, Las Vegas, Nevada. So there you go. Without any further ado, let's open her up. Let's see what's going on in here. Seems a little crazy, this one. We'll see. We'll see how it looks compared to the 1A. Can I get this open? Whoa. Losing pieces. See you later. See you later. On the way down. Plastic Prison. Brandi. I keep having deja vu doing this review videos. It feels like I've been there before. It's like the old Iron Maiden song. You guys know Iron Maiden. Of course you do. Iron Maiden, deja vu. Feels like I've been here before. See you later. Feels like I've been here before. All right, Brandi, soaking her in, drinking it in is what I'm doing here. Little deja vu. Very hard to stand, as you guys know, with the high heels. High-heeled women figures, very hard to stand. And we still do not have stands for these AEW Jazzwares figures. I'm hoping ringside comes through. You guys know me. I'm going to call myself the stand king. Who promotes stands more than me? I don't think there's anybody on the planet that appreciates a stand more than me as well. But this reminds me of the old Brandi, and I got the other one here. Now I'm probably going to get them mixed up. Okay, this is the new one, this is the old one. I'm going to try to keep them in these hands so I don't get them mixed up and not know the difference. I'm soaking it in here, and man, the changes are minute. Minute. This has got to be the hardest one to tell the difference on. This does serve a purpose, though, as we talked earlier about how Brandi was so hard to get. This gives people another option to get this Brandi. But if Brandi was widely released before, I don't know if there'd be a lot of people buying this figure, as it is so hard to tell the differences. The face does look a little different on the new one compared to the old one. And I don't know if that just has to do with the darker... The paint was done in a different manner. It was sprayed on differently. It almost looks like a different face. It looks like she's smiling a heck of a lot more in the new one compared to the old one. And that could just be my eyes playing tricks on me, but there is not a ton of meat on the bone here. I got to be 100% honest. I mean, you could mix these up. If I mix them up and say, oh, which one's which, I'm not exactly sure. So there's not a ton of meat on the bone. There's a little bit of a paint rub at the top of her head on this new one, so that'll definitely help me tell the difference. Yeah, she's missing a little bit of paint on the side of her head too. So the paint apps on this one are definitely not as good as far as everything else. And I don't think we called it out in the original review, and I noticed this much later, is she has purple highlights in her hair. You kind of got to look at it for a second to realize it's purple, because purple and black mix in together pretty easily. But she does have purple highlights in her hair, which is a cool effect and a little extra touch to somewhat of a plain figure. I think we'd agree on that. I don't know, guys. It's an interesting looking one, that's for sure. Not a ton of meat on the bone on this one. If you're going to skip one, this would be the one to skip for sure. You really can't tell a whole lot of a difference, and that's my opinion there. So there it is. Cody and Brandi Rhodes, Series 1, Version 2. On the channel, we take a look at AEW Jazzware Series 1, Version 2, the Young Bucks. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue our investigation like a young Inspector Gadget as we look into AEW Jazzware's Series 1 Version 2 and we compare them to Series 1 Version 1, 1A, 1B. We're investigating the color change differences. Is it worth the hype? Is it worth buying an extra set? All will be answered in these series of videos here, and today we're doing the Jackson brothers, the Young Bucks. Nick Jackson is where we're going to start. We'll do Tito, we'll do Michael, and we'll do Jermaine later in the week, but we'll do Nick and Matt Jackson in this video. And just like the Cody and Brandi video, we've got the new version over here, the new paint-corrected one, another new paint-corrected one that we're going to open here, and then you got the old versions, Series 1A. We got the loose one and the mid-on-card one in the Defender packaging. So we're going to compare them. We're going to see which one we like best. And at the very end of the week, we're going to rank them in order of who's got the best improvement, who has truly the new best figure. So stay tuned to find out that answer. But we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it. A couple of see you laters, and we'll see where it goes from there. So here he is, old Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks. Looking only like he can look, some might say. He's got the old muscle pose there, muscle pose in the package, and the glamour shot. AEW logo at top, classic Superstars-inspired packaging. I love it. It's just missing that old star, but I'm glad that star's not there, because longtime collectors like myself know what a pain it was to get a mint-on-card set with that star. They were always damaged, bent over, dinged up. I'm glad that's not on there. AEW Unrivaled logo down here. Series 1 Version 2, number 4 in the line is our friend Nick Jackson here. You got the AEW logo on this side, and then of course you got the back of the package. There's the whole lineup down below. We got Cody, we got Jericho, we got Brandi, we got the Young Bucks, and of course Kenny Omega, the current AEW champion. And there he is striking a pose at the top. It does say this is from Double or Nothing, 5/25, 2019, Las Vegas, Nevada. I haven't talked about it in a while, but I wish there was a little bit more of a blurb here. Say, hey, this is where they won the tag titles, or they beat these guys in a match. Just put something really easy there. You're already telling us what the event was. Tell us their opponent. Tell us if they won or not. Give us a little blurb. You guys know I'm a guy that loves a little blurb, that's for sure. Got to cut the tape on this. Almost forgot. Got to cut these out. Got to make it as easy as possible, you know. All right, let's see. Let's investigate. Let's see how it compares to Series 1A. See you later. See you later. All right. See you later. And there he is in the old plastic prison. Old Nick Jackson. I like these figures originally. I really like the soft goods on this. This showed us what Jazzwares' plans were. See you later. Plastic. Pull that out. This really showed, hey, these are the plans for the future of Jazzwares. Yeah, it's definitely better. I wasn't too sure. It's still not 100% great. It's just like another color tone notch up on this one. Young Bucks got the cool... I do, boy, I forgot how much I like this coat. I like these Elvis-inspired jumpsuits on these. These are really cool. All the way down to the legs and everything else. We talked about this. Go back and see Series 1 review, and you can kind of find out my thoughts on everything. But I forgot how much I like this. I haven't held this figure in a while. But here it is. There's no paint change, really, to the outfits. Looks like just a straight re-release. And I don't know, this is very bright. This is a little brighter white. This is more of a dingy white on the old one, and that could just be this has been sitting on a shelf for 6 months and starting to color fade a little bit. I hope not. But it's barely there, but it is there. But holy cow, is the paint different. You could tell the difference in the paint. It's funny, when you keep them separate, you're like, oh, I don't think this is that big a change. But when you bring them together, you can definitely tell. The head sculpt's not my favorite for Nick Jackson. I'm not sure what I don't like about it. I do like the mean mugging face he's got going on. It's just something around the eyes. But he definitely looks better. It's improved. I got to call a spade a spade. It's improved on the version 2 for sure. If you're looking for just one of these, this is probably the one you want. Once again, these are online only, these repaints. It sounds like Ringside's the only place for these as I'm filming. So if you do want these repainted ones, get them now. RingsideCollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%, of course. But yeah, for Nick Jackson, it's an easy one for me. I'm definitely going with this new one. Definitely looks improved. There's no doubt about it in my mind. But let's see about his brother. Let's see what Matt Jackson, if he's been improved or not. All right, time to finish the video up, and we've moved on to Matt Jackson. We got Nick all done, and now we got to compare the Matt Series 1B over here. This is the opener. This is a loose 1A and a mint on card 1A. I gotta just remind myself so I don't open up the wrong thing or get confused what I'm doing. But that's how it looks. We're gonna have 4 of these in my collection. Did I ever think I would have 4 Matt Jacksons from Series 1 in my collection? Never dreamed it, but here we are, just living that American dream. Every young kid grows up saying, I need 4 versions of Series 1 Matt Jackson AEW. Boy, if I could hit that, I'd be the big time. And I guess that's where I'm in. I've hit the big time. You can save your congratulations. I know you want to congratulate me, but you know, it is what it is. I got 4 of them right here. Rich in Matt Jackson, that's for sure. But yeah, once again, we'll take a look at the packaging real quick. We've talked about these during the regular review of Series 1 back a few months ago, but definitely got to compare these two to see what the color difference really is and if it matters that much. And Nick Jackson, surprisingly enough, I could really tell that difference, and it really did make an improvement on that one. I'm assuming Matt will be about the same way. But there's Matt Jackson, looking only like he can look. Got the old hands there on the side, the old muscle pose. It's funny. It's like 1, 2, bam. It's just like a double up club right there. You got the AEW logo at the top, AEW Unrivaled down here by my hands. Number Series 1 version 2, he is number 3 in the series. AEW logo, and then of course the back. And there it is. Talked about in the last one with his brother. I would have liked to seen a blurb about the opponents or whatever, but not meant to be. We've got Cody, we got Jericho, we got Omega, we got the Young Bucks, and of course we got Brandi Rhodes. That's Series 1. Double or Nothing, 5/25/2019, Las Vegas, Nevada. So there it is. All right, let's open him up. Let's see if there's any fuss here. Is there been any fuss about this one? You guys tell me. Somebody calculate the fuss out there. What percentage fuss are we at? There it is. See you later. Boom. Get out of here. See you later. Get out of here. Plastic prison time. Old Matt Jackson. Give him the pose. Striking a pose. Looking good. There he is. All right. Pulling him out. See you later. Got to get that plastic diaper out. There it is. Comes out perfectly nice. So obviously same type of jumpsuit as his brother. I mean, they're tag team. They both wore this exact same thing. Still not really sold on the head scan on this one either. He's kind of got the pouty lip syndrome. Almost looks like he has lipstick as well. But you can definitely tell the improvement in the color on this one. It's funny, you only have to do the top half on this. You could technically almost buy one of the other Young Bucks sets. Was that Series 4? I'm getting my series mixed up already. Series 4, you could pop the torso off, put them on here, and bam. away you go. You could very easily do that if you wanted to. But let's compare it. And once again, it's just night and day when you get these things next to each other. Same everything looks the same. I don't know. This one looks better. It doesn't look better, but it looks better than his brother in 1A. Matt looks better on this one. Even though it's still too pale, it looked better than his brother, and that just goes to the initial head sculpt, I think. This is definitely color corrected, improved, but some paint issues here a little bit. The lips are just way too funky. It definitely looks like he's wearing lipstick on this 1B version 2 one. It really takes away from the figure a little bit for me. Not that I like the 1A better. The 1A color isn't there, but the face looks better. The base of the face looks better than 2. That lipstick just drives me nuts. I just can't see anything but pink lipstick when I take a look at this one now. I don't know. Same thing with the coat, but in reverse order. So I don't know if it's my eyes playing tricks on me. I said it last with his brother. The old one looked like he had a dingy coat. The new one looked like it was crisp and clean. It's the other way around on this one. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's probably my eyes just looking at something too long and just playing tricks. I'm going to say the new one is... it's about a tie for me, really. But, you know, if you're putting it by the brothers, you can't have the different skin tones. They got to look, you know, similar on your shelf. But I think I actually like the Series 1 a hair better, and I think that's partially due to maybe a messed up paint job. Just the lipstick just takes too much away from me with this Matt Jackson. I don't know. You guys tell me, am I crazy? Do you have this? Investigate yours. Take a look. Does yours have lipstick like mine does? Just looks a hair off to me. But I do appreciate them taking the time, and actually I never thought they would do it, to go back and correct these mistakes on the skin tone colors on Series 1. But there it is. That is Matt Jackson, and we did Nick Jackson as well. So the Young Bucks, Series 1A and Series 1B. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue taking a look at AEW Jazzwares Series 1 Version 2 and comparing it to AEW Series 1 Version 1, Version A, Version B. As you guys know, they updated the skin tones and corrected the issues that a lot of people gave AEW Jazzwares team a lot of flack for Series 1 for the skin tones being so light. And they've corrected them. And we've talked to the first 4 figures. Now this is the very end. As we're taking a look at Chris Jericho, and once we're done with Jericho here, we'll take a look at old Kenny Omega. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, as at the very end, I'm going to do a ranking in the last video. I'm going to put all the videos together for the week, and I'll put a ranking of who had the most improvements in my eyes with the skin tone color correction. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. But we're going to do it like we've done those other videos here. We're going to open up this Chris Jericho, and I'm trying to keep them separate here. So this is version 1B Jericho mint on card. This is version 1A Jericho mint on card. This is 1A my loose one, and this will be 1B my loose one. So I got to always remind myself. I don't want to get mixed up and open up the wrong figures or get confused or whatever. But first, we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it, see where it goes from there. But there he is, Chris Jericho. This figure set the world on fire when it first came out. Everybody was very excited. Obviously, Chris Jericho's had many a Mattel figure, many a Jakks figure, very popular wrestler, and obviously one for Series 1. It was a must-have inclusion to kick off the Series 1 set. And a lot of people are excited about the coat and everything else, and so forth. So there's Jericho down there, AEW Unrivaled, AEW logo up there. Very classic Superstars-inspired packaging, as we know. He's number 6 in Series 1. And it also says version 2 down here. So you'll know if you're ever buying aftermarket or stuff, you'll need to look at this. That way you'll know for sure if it's version 1, version 2, what have you. AEW on the side there, and then of course the back. And there he is. Got a big autograph there. You got the rest of the lineup down there with the Young Bucks. You got Kenny Omega, you got Brandi, Jericho of course, and Cody. This is from Double or Nothing, 5/25/2019, Las Vegas, Nevada. So there you go. Very, very cool. So let's open him up. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see which Jericho we like best. And this is a Jericho, you don't see a lot of skin. He's very covered by his jacket and everything else. So this is one I don't know if it'll make that big of a difference in the total rankings of these. Jeez, throwing stuff. See you later. What a mess. See you later. Plastic Prison, there he is, Jericho. He's got his top hat in there, of course. Got his jacket. I wish there was some mobility with that jacket, but what do you do? Plastic Prison. Got an extra set of hands. That's one thing I might change up. I might change up his hands and keep him with the regular skin tone hands on this one. A little point of difference. Sometimes you got to do that, and I think I will do that. And see you later. Comes with this scarf, of course. I just wish there was some movability in the elbows. It's just so stiff. It's just very stiff with this kind of a jacket. It looks good on a shelf. It looks very good, but if you're a player, it takes some work getting around that a little bit. I thought there was plastic around him, but I guess not. No plastic around him. Got his scarf, of course. Very strong, but now we got to compare him. We got to take a look. What does he look like against version 1? Yeah, once again, you can definitely tell. It's weird in the package. It doesn't... Boy, I don't know, guys. I think Series 1 has this one beat as well. Jericho's too dark. I mean, he almost looks Hispanic in this one. I mean, they darkened him up pretty good. Jericho's not the tannest guy in the world. Even, you know, when he was in the prime of his career, he wasn't hitting the tanning beds to the extreme levels as some of the guys were. I think we'd all agree on that. I almost just think, boy, version 1, it is a little pale, but it's not really far off compared to some of the other characters out there. I tell you what, I think I do like Series 1A better than Series 1B. I'm kind of shocked by that a little bit. But Jericho, something looks off on this. It's like the skin tone's too dark. It's just not right. That's my first impression. I'd love to hear what you guys think of that. You guys pick up what I'm putting up here. It just looks off. This doesn't scream Chris Jericho to me. It almost looks like, we've talked about it before, and maybe you guys know, Jack's Ruthless Aggression figures. They have some figures. Estrada out there, the manager, was it Armando Estrada, Sabu, I think a Carlito or two. They get this weird zombie skin color disease where they start to lose the coloring changes. This is almost what this reminds me of. Very, very strange. I'm putting it on record, guys. I'm saying it right now. I like version 1 a lot better than version 2. Interesting. So we'll see where this lines up in the rankings when I rank them from the best to worst as far as skin tones and improvements of the figures when we get down to it. But there it is, Chris Jericho. Very interesting. Now let's see Kenny Omega. All right, we got Chris Jericho done. Now we got to go to the current AEW champion, the old cleaner, old Kenny Omega. And just like all the other ones in the line, we got the 1B version here, mint on card. This is the 1B I'm going to open up. I got the loose 1A, and then I got mint on card 1A. So we got the whole gamut of Kenny Omega figures here. Which one will win the Battle Royal? Which one will be my favorite of the two? How did the color improvements affect Kenny Omega? Hopefully they're better than the Chris Jericho one. I'm surprised. I'm not feeling that improvement. I felt like it was a downgrade. Very, very interesting here. But we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to take a look at the packaging first, unbox it, talk about it, all that fun stuff, and a couple of see you laters as well. There he is, Kenny Omega, looking only like he can look. Comes with an extra set of hands. Once again, just like Jericho, this could be a different point of differentiation on my shelf by giving him different hands. I may look into that. We'll see. Glamour shot right there. Figure, of course. Series 1, version 2, he is number 2 in the line. There's a little glamour shot. AEW logo. AEW here. Classic Superstars inspired packaging, as I always say. Rest of the lineup down below with the Young Bucks, Omega, of course, Brandi, Cody, Rhodes, and Jericho. Then you got Kenny Omega flying through the air in the picture in his little autograph. Is this Double or Nothing? Yep, 5/25/2019, Las Vegas, Nevada. So as you guys know, we unboxed all these when they originally came out, so you can go back and watch that review for more detail and more talk about some of this stuff. This review video is basically about comparing the color differences on these figures. So let's get him out of the package. Let's see what's doing here. Let's get old Kenny. See you later. And I can't remember how I ranked my figures. I always rank them at the end. And no different than this. We'll rank them at the end of the week. I can't remember my order for Series 1, but I felt like Kenny Omega was at the bottom because the skin color was so bad on him. I could be wrong, but there's Mr. Omega here in the old plastic prison. There it is. All right, let's pop these extra hands out. Pop the figure out. Oh, he's in there tight. See you later. Bam. There it goes. Well, guys, I like it. I think this is a dramatic improvement over Series 1A, and I haven't even compared the two yet, but just looking in the package and now getting it out of the package, holy cow, these elbows, though, the elbow issues continue. Jazzwares, you got to think something about your weak elbow joints. They're just going to break off very easily if you're playing with these too much. This one is, you even got to, I mean, it's loose. It's just, it makes me nervous. I would hate to be a little kid because I don't know if I'd break them, but I guarantee little kids that have these are breaking them on a pretty hard clip. So I hope they stiffen up these elbow joints on these figures going forward. As you guys knew, was it Series 5? Luchasaurus line, all that. Series 5. Every single one of those had very weak elbow joints. But I like this. This is an improvement. Let me grab this, Kenny. This is night and day. Oh, man. What a difference a color change makes. It's so funny. We just talked about Jericho, how it felt like a downgrade. This is an upgrade like you've never seen before. This looks so much better. So much better. What an improvement here. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Way better. Night and day difference. Totally night and day difference. The new one, this is a must-have. Kenny Omega, very popular, growing in popularity in the States here. I'd say this is a must-have Kenny. We've got a few other Kennys. Of course, we got the Ring Kenny. We got a Series 4 Kenny, which is another solid figure. That Series 4 lineup was great all around. I like this. The amazing, the amount of improvement with this Kenny Omega. It's funny, the Jericho went down. This one went way up. A total yin and yang between these two. I love this Omega. If you definitely have to replace this Omega. I wouldn't keep this on the shelf alone. You got to have both of them, or you only got to have this one. That's my verdict here. It's strong, but man, it's true. It looks so much better. I mean, the face is night and day. This old face, it almost looks like a guy kind of in makeup or something. It just does not look right. This looks like Kenny Omega with this kind of grayish hair he kind of has. You know, his hair is kind of all over the place. Yeah, kind of like mine sometimes. Man, the improvements are amazing here. Even the beard. The beard looks darker. This looks like just like it was penciled in. This is a little fuller. I don't know if that was part of the paint application process of changing this or if it was just, I got a bad one on this one. But the beard brings it in together. The eyes, the face. Night and day. Night and day difference. Truly night and day on this one. So I can't recommend this new one strong enough. It is amazing. Everything else is the same as far as the coat, jacket, all that kind of stuff, as you would assume it would be. But there it is. Kenny Omega, we did Chris Jericho. Truly a yin and yang between the two, but I am in love with this new updated Omega. All right, we're at the very end. It's time to rank these in order. This is Series 1B. Who had the best improvements with the color-corrected figures over Series 1A of the Series 1 Jazzwares AEW figures? I got to give Jazzwares some props where props are due. They didn't have to go back and fix these, but they did it for the fans. They did it for people out there. They made them available on Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%. I believe that's the only place you're going to be able to buy these. I have to assume these will be very rare one day down the road, I would say. It just makes sense. If they're not going to be sold in stores, they're probably not in the same amount. If Ringside's the only place really getting these, they're not going to be available in the same quantities as Series 1, which we saw at Walmart's and Ringside as well. And Walmart, you guys say what you want about Walmart. They're the biggest retailer of stores in the land. So there's a lot of these Series 1A figures out there. Series 1B, there won't be as many figures out there. But it was a little hard to put this order together. Some were really easy, some were really hard. And that's just the way it kind of goes on most rankings. But we're going to start it off first. Kenny Omega, the cleaner, went from 0 to hero with the paint applications. The biggest improvements by far on this Kenny Omega figure. I absolutely love it. It made me fall in love with this figure where I absolutely hated the last version. Just night and day differences there. So much improved Kenny Omega. Number 2, one I didn't assume that I would think would be this high, but here we are. Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks. A lot of improvements on that face from him from Series 1. Just awfully pale to a good tone to him now. Coming in somewhat in the middle, Cody Rhodes. I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt with the new paint job or the old paint job, but all in all, he does look very much improved with the new updated skin tone colors. He comes in at number 3. Then the other Young Buck, we got number 4 is Matt Jackson. The lipstick on this one, I think that's maybe just a paint problem with mine. You guys tell me in the comments if yours kind of looks this way too, but he looks like he's wearing lipstick. Maybe he would have been higher if they could have improved that a little bit, but it looks just a little off to me. And then coming at the end, holding up the rear. Really could have went either way right here. Brandi Rhodes, I mean, she is darker skinned normally, and she was in Series 1 darker skinned. There's not a ton of meat on the bone to change here. I think the beauty of this figure is a lot of people missed Brandi Rhodes back in the day, or they didn't want to pay the high aftermarket price. Now this gives them a chance to get Brandi Rhodes. So there's not a ton of differences with this one. So this is good for what it is. I don't hate this being in the line, but out of all of them, this is probably the one maybe you need the least if you already had one before, if that makes sense. And then the last one, talk about yin and yang. We unboxed Jericho and Omega together. Jericho is the least one. I think they actually made the figure worse with the updated paint. It just does not, you could tell it's Jericho, but it doesn't look like Jericho. He's always kind of more white. Like I said, he's not a wrestler that sits in tanning beds every single day. I don't think he ever really has been his whole career. This made him just look like too much I've been on the beach for weeks, Jericho. It just, something feels off on this, and I'm really surprised to have him at the very end. I guess I would have never guessed that in my rankings, but here we are. But the Omega, man, track this down. This takes this figure to the next level. And Jericho, on the other hand, don't track it down. You don't need this one. The other one, I think, is a better representation of Chris Jericho in AEW. At least for now, it is. So there it is. That's my order of rankings. You guys tell me. What do you think? You agree with this ranking? Put them in order. Did you pick these up? Did you pass on these? Do you want to say, hey, thanks, Kyle, for being the guinea pig and buying more of these to put you on the fence one way or the other? I'll accept your thanks. Thank you. You're very welcome. But I had to do it. You know, I said to myself I'd complete 1 through 5 mint on card. Well, with this is technically 1 through 5. Have to have mint on card and loose. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens with Series 6 and beyond. I'm saying I'm not collecting them mint on card, but you guys never know. Just not sure where I would put all these, but I'm definitely all in on the loose set, and I'm going to continue on. We'll continue on with AEW unboxings, continue on with everything unboxings on the channel. You know, this is the place to be for unboxings, checking out new figures, all that fun stuff. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave me a comment. Like I said, I want to get your guys' opinion. What do you think about these? Was the juice worth the squeeze? You tell me. And then don't forget to follow me on Twitter at SirPaul64, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and then, of course, belowthecollar.com. Search Kyle Peterson. That's everything. That's all. There it is. So for the whole AEW 1B crew, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.